Good morning, dear students. This is Visram Singh Meena, Assistant Professor English, working at Government PG College, Karoli. Through the online mode, we were studying the poem "To Be Not To Be," prescribed for BA Part First in Kota University. And now we will go ahead in the poem. The poem begins with meditation by the Prince of Denmark, namely Hamlet. We know that this poem is the part of the greatest tragedy written by William Shakespeare. Act third, scene first. Here, the central character is thinking over two extremities whether he should live or suicide, because the central character is so confused and so puzzled with the troubles of life after the murder of his father, Hamlet, senior Hamlet, at the hands of his uncle Claudius. That's Killian. So he is in confusion whether he should take revenge upon his own uncle because he has murdered his father. If he does the same act, then he will have to face many difficulties in his life. But he contemplates that he is now going through or passing through the situation which is very difficult to bear. Now we should go ahead in the point. When we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give a pause. There is the respect that makes calamity of so long life. He contemplates and says that if we want to suffer, we want to throw away all the difficulties of life, then we should suicide. That is the only action by which we can remove all the problems, all the worries, all the struggles of life. But he is in confusion because he is thinking over the life after death. When we have suffered off means thrown off this mortal coil means the body which is mortal, because the body has to die. We all are mortal beings. When we have suffered of this mortal coil, must give up pause. There is the respect that makes calamity of so long life. But there is the respect. There is the esteem of the person himself or herself, which makes which makes us uh, the calamity of life bear or tolerate. Otherwise, we can end our life to get peace in our life. But that is not the only solution, according to Prince Hamlet. However, he is in very deep confusion whether he should take the action of suicide or to live, because his life is full of struggles, full of griefs, full of sorrows, and full of worries of life that makes calamity of so long life. For who would wear the whips and scourges of time? The oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the last delay, the insolence of office, and the spoons that peasant merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might as quite as make with a bare bodkin. So he poses the question: if we want to make ourselves happy and free from all worries, then we should die ourselves. But it happens, then who will bear? Then who will bear? Bear means tolerate the whips and scourges of time. Whips means worries, strokes, and troubles of the time. Troubles of time which is almighty. The oppressor's wrong. Oppressor means the king who is very dictative in nature, and we can call dictator. The oppressor's wrong, the wrongs, the misbehavior, the griefs caused by the oppressor. The proud man's continually, and we have some proud men who look down upon us with hate. So who will bear, who will tolerate that proud man's hate? Pangs of despised love. Oh, this is the reference of Ophelia here. Ophelia, whom Hamlet loves very much, but the love is not requited. It is not responded well. So he says that he is suffering with the pangs, with the pains of despised love. Despised means hateful love. Hateful beloved who is not responding his love. However, we know while reading the play that Ophelia loves Hamlet, but due to his father's hate, she doesn't express that. The pangs of despised love, the last delay, and the delay of the court case with which we can get justice. But there is the delay in the court problems which are making the life of the client miserable. The last delay, the insolence of office, and there are official persons who are very insolent, very impudent. They do not obey or do not care for happiness and welfare of others. So such people are in the office. So we have to face them, and the spoons that patient merit of the unworthy takes. And the spoons means mm, the kind of jealousy, the kind of hate, the kind of envy that we get, the even being meritorious people at the hands of unworthy men who are not eligible, who are not abled, but we have to face them because they are on the seat, on the post at that time. So we uh, have to face them. when he himself might his quietest make with a bare bodkin. Bare bodkin means a mere bodkin means a small dagger. When we are able to d- kill ourselves, make our life happy, then who will care? Then who will care all these problems of life? Because no one is ready to face such problems. But here here the speaker says that it is not the part of life. We have life's problems because we think of life after death. When he himself might his quietest make a bare bodkin, would fathers bear to grunt and swear under a very life? So that is the second question posed by the speaker. He says that who will bear or who will tolerate the father's burdens of the tired life, the struggle life, where we have to grunt and sweat under the problematic life. So these problems are coming in life, but we have to face these because we think of the life after death, but that the dread of something after death, that is the answer to the questions posed by the speaker. But that the dread of something after death, because we are afraid of the life after death, because if we do something wrong in this present life, then we will have to face many difficulties in the life to come. But that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, because that country where we have to live after death is undiscovered, we have no kind of knowledge about that. We can think, we can imagine, we can read in some epics, but that's not clear who has the experience of that. We are not aware of that. The undiscovered country from whose born means boundary, no traveler returns, because having got the experience of heaven, no one or none has returned to the earth. So that's why we have no kind of experience, no pre-knowledge of the life after death, and that's why we are afraid of that. And that is the reason we are uh, experiencing the struggles and griefs of this present life. The undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveller returns puzzles the will. And that kind of thinking puzzles means struggles the will means determination of doing suicide, puzzles the will and makes us rather wear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. So that is the reason we are not interested in doing suicide, because we know of this present life, because we are suffering and we have many kinds of struggles and griefs and sorrows, pains and pangs of life in it, but we have no kind of knowledge of the life after death. That's why we all tolerate the problems of this life, otherwise no one is ready to suffer, and makes us rather bear those ills and we have. then fly to others that we know not of. Thus, conscience does make our words of all. Conscience means overthinking. Overthinking, or we can say too much thinking, does make cowards of us all, because the overthinking is the obstruction in doing action. It spoils the determination. It spoils the will of the speaker. Otherwise, a speaker would have taken the action of doing suicide. But overthinking and thinking about the life of heaven or the life after death prevents him doing suicide. And thus the native hue of resolution. Native hue means the original color of resolution. Resolution means will. Determination is secluded over, is diminished, is uh, smeared with overthinking. It becomes pale with the pale cast of thought. Thought means thinking. Thinking makes us inactive. Overthinking is a very dangerous thing. It prevents us doing action. So that is the reality. And enterprises of great pitch and moment. Moment means important, the importance, and pitch means summary. And this overthinking prevents us doing enterprises means adventurous things in life. And we are not able to do some important works or to take some important decisions because we are afraid of the life to come. What will happen after death, we don't know, or we have we do not have any kind of experience of that, and that's why the thinking of doing enterprises is sickly trouble. With this regard, with this regard means in this matter, with this regard, their currents turn turns turn re means turn aside. The current, the determination, the will of doing something is prevented, is turned down, and lose the name of action. And it lose the name of action. Action means activity. When we think too much, then time is spent, time gets spent, and we are not able to do any action. So overthinking is the very cause of inactivity. That is the reality in life. And here Prince Hamlet is overthinking, and that's why he is not taking the action of doing suicide, because he thinks of the life after death, and he is not aware of the situation through which he will have to face, or he will have to pass, and that's why he doesn't take action of doing suicide. So that is the end of the poem. Thank you and have a nice day.